Hey Pisces, this is your July 2017 reading. My name is Dre. I moved. It doesn't seem too different. It's just on a different floor. But yeah, I already laid out the cards. If you want a reading, email me. And here we go. We have the Queen of Wands in reverse. Sorry for the weird lighting. The Seven of Cups. The Three of Pentacles. Ten of Wands in reverse. King of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. Six of Wands in reverse. Five of Wands. The Wheel in reverse. Seven of Wands in reverse. Possible outcome, we have the Nine of Swords. An additional card is our card, the Prince of Cups. Okay, so the first thing that jumped out was the fact that the tension, the confusion. I feel like for a lot of us, we feel like sort of really bound by obligation right now. We sort of feel pressured into really, especially with all these pentacles, it has something to do with either finances, with all the wands as well. It's probably a sense of just hecticness. Things are kind of moving too fast, or they're not moving in the way you would like them to. Like, either it could be like a period of like stop and start sort of energy, or just pure exhaustion with this Ten of Wands in reverse. Or the sense that because all of the wands here are reversed, besides the Five of Wands, it's just that you're kind of, I'm getting the sense of being forced to like sort of come out of your shell and do things, and like low energy right now, low energy. And then with this Nine of Swords, a lot of stressful, anxious, mental energy as well. And also with this Queen of Wands reverse, I'm seeing it like it's hard for you guys. It's hard for us to really take control over everything that we want to control. And because we're not really, I mean, at least for me personally speaking, you could find it hard to actually take joy in things that you're doing, because you would rather be somewhere else. You would rather see some other part of your life come to fruition, come to completion. I also see, like, if you're in a couple, excuse me, or like if you are like in direct relationship with like a family member or something, like if like a roommate or something, like there is this huge divide between you two, in that you're not necessarily sure, like probably one end of you want that total commitment, you want that total stability, you want that sort of groundedness that a relationship can make you feel, but it's hard for you to sort of reach that other person. It's hard for you to get a grip of where they're coming from, to really understand their motivation, to understand why they're doing the things they do. And it's been a difficult process. It's been a process of needing to just sort of power through it. But with all this sort of low energy, again, you might find yourself lost in dreams of negative thought patterns, in the sense that something might go wrong, something can go wrong, it's all going to end bad, or, you know, you might be super sensitive to like sort of the smallest slight, or to people's attitudes around you, and it could kind of send you reeling to the point to where you're just like, well, I don't even want to try anymore. Like, what's the point of trying? For others of you, I'm seeing that because you are lacking in areas that you feel like aren't sort of living up to your ideal, your standard, I see that you might be taking a route that's more geared towards your ego. And there might be some like hostility, like you might really come off as like randomly aggressive, randomly assertive, just to sort of overcompensate for the fact that you aren't getting what you want right now at this point. Um, but I also see it like there's somebody else around you where it's like they're they're making it hard for you to reach compromise. It's like they're making it hard for you to really assert yourself. And so you find yourself wondering what's gone wrong or how can you fix this? When, in essence, I feel like there's something different that, you need to be focusing on. We have these two tens here, both in reverse, the Ten of Wands and the Ten of, and the Wheel. So I'm getting the sense that, there's a natural ebb and flow to everything. There's natural good and bad, or what we perceive to be good and bad. The up and down of the roller coaster. And now might be a time where, we're feeling really down right now. We're feeling like we're trapped. There's no way out. There's no way to sort of break free from either this sort of oppression we're feeling, this feeling. I'm also getting like worthlessness, where it's like you have so many ideas, but you're just not sure how to execute them. You're not sure where to take your passion because right now you're just so worn down and you're bored. And there's like this internal, external thing happening. This Five of Wands has come up a lot. And so is this Three of Pentacles. I feel like conflict right now, at least in terms of like really asking yourself the hard questions, trying to understand where this anxiety is coming from, who is causing it, and why are you allowing it to sort of wash you out, run you over in a way. It's time for you to, whatever this fantasy is, whatever these ideas are, whatever, like, the Seven of Cups can be anything. It could be like us wanting to find love, find peace, harness our creativity. It's all of the illusory sort of Piscean things, just like the entire cup suite, it's all water. But the Seven of Cups really speaks to me as like a really Pisces card. And that, there are so many possibilities and we might see the downside and we might see the negativity, but, in that headspace, we have to sort of eliminate what isn't necessary, what is holding us back. And that's what the Nine of Swords is. It's that gnawing, anxious sort of feeling, chewing something over and over and over again, doing so because you don't want the worst case scenario to be true. You don't want, whatever your anxiety or whatever your fears are, you don't want that to come true. But it's time for us to get back to the basics, get back to ground level. And in order to do that, we have to really be tough with ourselves and frank with ourselves. And we have to address the real things that need to be talked about. Is your relationship on solid ground? Like, is the job you're working, is it making enough money? Are you actually, are all your ducks in a row? And, in the sense that, if everything around you were to collapse, like if these dreams did come to fruition, if these anxieties came to fruition or whatever, would you still be able to pick yourself up and start again? So that's what I feel like the most powerful lesson in this is all going to be about. Needing to actually let go of some things and fall a little bit hard, sort of allow the reality of your situation to sink in. And I feel like it's been such a similar message for all of the signs this month, because we're heading into eclipse season. And, the eclipses are going to be like near the nodes. The North Node just recently moved into Leo. And the South Node is in Aquarius. I'm sorry not to confuse all of you guys, but our very path in life, the ways we're going about to sort of bring our our life mission into fruition is totally changing now. It's totally more geared to needing to lead by our heart, needing to lead through our creativity, through our uh, own selfish desire. Because I feel like for some of us, we've been so busy catering to the needs of other people, and that's always fine. That's Pisces' greatest strength, um, catering to the needs of others. But it's so easy for us to forget about ourselves, and that includes loved ones. That includes significant others, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives. I mean, it's different when you're married, but like putting all of our faith and all of our effort into simply not being alone because we can't handle it. We can't handle if something were to ever go wrong. We can't handle the fact that maybe there are steps in this process that we missed. We're working hard for something. There just needs to be sort of clarity about it that we haven't fully found yet, that we haven't, it's hard for us to express. And with this Prince of Cups here, lead with your intuition. Lead with your heart, sorry, just like I said, but also practice the most Piscean way of doing things, which is with some level of understanding that things come to an end. Pisces understands the entire range of emotions because it's essentially every sign came before is infused into Pisces. And so understanding that, hurt and anxiety and pain is all a part of the process, but it's transitory. It's transitory once we allow it, once we understand that we can transform that pain into something real with this King of Pentacles. And it's not something that we're really even going to have to fight for with the Seven of Wands in reverse. We've already done the work. We're doing the work now. It's just important to understand that if we have, malicious tendencies, if we have sort of egotistical ways of doing things, and being egoistic isn't a bad thing, especially when it comes to trying to realize our purest dreams. But it can also be a bad thing if we are mulling over if we're mulling over things that we do have control over, that we just don't think we have control over. Is she cheating? Is he cheating? Am I going to have enough money to pay the bills? Am I going to get what I want started? Am I, are my friends talking about me behind my back? It could be any sort of thing where, we can go to the source. We can lay out our heart. We can just say, I'm feeling this way about this. Let's talk about it. And it's up to you to decide whether or not that person is worthy enough of still giving you love, especially if this person has, fed you so many lies before and gave you the whole runaround, Excuse me. But it's also important to not pass that hurt that we're feeling onto other people, because it's just going to continue to poison our minds. It's not going to be easy to find clarity here because there are no aces. But with these tens here, it's telling me that all of this tension, all of this anxiety, all of this frustration, it's here for a reason. It's here for us we have to react to it in a way where we are making effective change to our environment, where we're trying to actually change our environment. The Five of Wands is very combative, transformative, like alchemical energy, where it's like we're intentionally feeling this frustration and this tumult for a reason, so we can grow out of it and expand from it. Threes, expand something into reality that is going to properly reflect something that's more in line with our heart, more in line with something that gives us peace, something that we're just so naturally alive in, where we can just exist. And it's something that isn't directly relate in relation to somebody else. You shouldn't. This feeling, this Prince of Cups, this total Pisces feeling of like exuberance and love and acceptance and just beauty, that should not be in the hands of somebody else. We have to wield that for ourselves. The only thing is we just have to understand, we have to figure out, how do we discard these anxieties? How do we come to a realization about, okay, things suck, but I have the power to change it right now. I'm not going to, it's not anybody else's fault. It's not anybody else's responsibility but my own. So how do I bring this to life? And how do I do it in a way that's effortless? So just lead by your Pisces nature, Pisces. Yeah. Your happiness and your freedom should not be tied to somebody else, or it shouldn't come from a selfish, malicious place. And it's good to be selfish, but not withholding. That's the word. We can't be withholding. All right. So thank you so much, Pisces, and I will see you guys later. Bye.